Alright. Here we go again. At some point, Mana swapped out for Otter, and I didn't even realize it, so it tells you how good they are at doing whatever they need to do. And I just kind of, yeah. Alright. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh, he looks mad. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Who is this? Who is this? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Good question. Ah, it's you. What is happening? What is happening? Oh. Sorry, I'm late, Uji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Uji? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Uji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Uji? Seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Eh? Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. The little worthy. Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? That's the chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Okay. Name's Gantz. Damon Gantz. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. Well, what's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Why is there another knife? Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? And now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair! On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Thrown under the fucking bus. Whoa. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it! Alright. Is there blood on this knife? I mean, there's something on this knife. Looks like fingerprints? Fingerprints on this knife. So this couldn't be the murder weapon if she was the murderer. It's broken. And there's blood on it. What? Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife. Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. So that is an evidence knife then. It's tagged. Weren't they talking about doing an evidence transfer thing for unsolved cases? That's an evidence knife. So the question is that blood new or is that blood old? This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry, what did you say? The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. So... he's saying that another detective, was murdered at the police department at 5:15, and this is the first we've heard of it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Edgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Well, wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay. Sure. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Okay, so how did it... if that knife was used to kill a detective at the police department, how did it end up at the prosecutor's office, wrapped in a muffler, wrapped in a scarf, inside of Edgeworth's freaking tailpipe? Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. "30 minutes with no traffic," yeah. I'm thinking. All right. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape. All right, so let's do some pressing. They might start to get to. They might start yelling at us if we do too much. But let's find out. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. I hate this guy. Unless there's a connection. Evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how were things down at the department? Alright. So, hold on, I gotta look at this. Presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. Maybe this? Wait, where's that tag? Where's that knife tag? That's totally... Yeah, no, that's totally... I think so. I think so. Alright, let's do our pressing, but I think that's it. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Audrey? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Alright. This is important. This is an important decision. We know when the victim died. It was at 5:15. So it's where the victim was found or how the victim was killed. I think that it's the knife. I think we need to find out how the victim was killed, because if he was also stabbed... Yeah, he said it was at the police station. So I think how the victim was killed is what we're looking for here. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. Well, what do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together? Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I had better check this knife out. All right, we're gonna examine this knife. I want to look at this knife. We want to examine this knife. I do think it's that tag. I do think it's the tag that is the answer here. And that piece of paper. And there are fingerprints on it. Or at least some kind of smudging. Alright. Let's go with... Alright, we're gonna go back because we want this one. Let's present this. Wait a second. At last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean, Pramaji? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7 s 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? ... Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day. Okay, so we've narrowed that down. What else do we have? Oh, this is the guy. The guy in the box right now is the guy that designed this thing. By the way. Yikes. Yikes. Let's see. Done. I think that was wrong. Yep, it was wrong. Just I was trying to say that the knife proved that there was a connection. How can you say there's no connection? Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together. I mean, we checked the knife out. We did the knife thing. Knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was a murder weapon. Evidence from a case long since solved. I don't know. Ran out of caffeine too early. My brain is tired. It's because I need to eat. My blood sugar's low, probably. Detective was killed at the police department. Time of the crime, 5:15. Says I better check the knife out. Small tag, it says SL92. I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It's the freaking paper. We know that. Okay. So that's what the game wanted me to do. The game wanted me to examine that. Which we did. Oh, the fact that that piece of paper is on the scene. The piece of paper. But we used that. So that was the knife is evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So let me see if I can find. Oh, it's not connected. So maybe we present the paper for that. Nope. Damn it. Oh, good. I get to be brain dead during stream. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and press. Yeah, then we pressed here and they were like, it's whatever. Bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Yeah, we already saw this one. Da 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 da. There is something that ties the two murders together, and I already... maybe the knife? The knife proves the connection? Did I do that one already? No, I don't think I did. I think it's pretty... It's again a case of something that's kind of, simple, I think. Wait... It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Then why did it get stolen? Wait. It was stolen on the day of the murder. But it ended up in, yeah. The game is trying to help me, okay? The game is trying to help me. I understand that. It's just one of those days. It's not gonna work. The witness's statement is clearly faulty. And I'm gonna use up all of my attempts. And then we're gonna have to do the speed run through the beginning part again. Theoretically. I mean, I have not used the ticket stub. Doesn't, like, how did the knife get there? That's true. Oh, wait, here we go. So yeah, let's see if we can use the ticket stub for that, because it proves that Edgeworth was not at the police department. Nope. We have one more chance, and then I have to do speed strats to get back to this spot, which is fine. I feel like that last one, or the first one, is the, like... Wait a minute. We're in any shape to do an investigation. But you had to do the investigation for Goodman, because it was the same day. Wait. You're saying you couldn't... It's right there. I can tell. Like, we know where the problems are. It's just... Nope. I wanted to try it to see if it would work. Hold on, I gotta turn on my keyboard because I'm gonna have to do speed strats. Da-da-da-da-da. We're out of trial. We're out of attempts. Trial's over. We lose. Big fat guilty. Big loss. It's okay. It's okay. Also, she still has her muffler, so... Right. It's fine. It's fine. Do-do-do-do-do-da-da. You know what's really great? Backspace. Backspace is great. Hey, Phoenix. We can get through here pretty good. We can get through here. It's fine. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I just died once. I just died, so I'm fast forwarding because I died. So I love how he has his own music right here, and then it turns into other music. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So we have to do the connection of the knife. That's the thing that we still have to do. But we know what the knife connection is. Or at least we know how to call out the fact that we know what the knife is. And then Edgeworth gets roasted. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I choose to open up the blade. We'll just go ahead and do that, because then it won't ask me to look at the knife more. Alright. And then we open it. Da-da-da-da-da. He does his testimony. We have this big moment where it's like, there was a murder at the police department. It was at the same time. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Knife is special, but I can't say how unless there's evidence proving a connection between this knife and Goodman. Oh, look, we're back to where we were. Wait a second. Da-da-da. We go back through the memo. The memo's upside down. It's a case. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright. We're back to where we were. Here we are again. So now we can figure out where we go from here. So I haven't pressed everything yet. I'm gonna press everything now because we know that this is the part that matters. And this was stolen on the day of the murder. It was evidence in a murder. Yes, it was a murder weapon from a case that was solved. The knife was stolen on the day of the murder and found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car. It was a bad day. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation, and that's because there was a murder at the police department. We know this. What happened at the police department? The detective was killed. The same day. You know, we didn't have the moment with, tell me something about the case, and we chose how he died, which was a stabbing. Perpetrator, we arrested the perpetrator. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Oh, here we go. All right, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing. Okay. So, how the victim was killed, this is how we find out it's a stabbing. Which is the same. When the victim died, we know. Where the victim was found, I mean, it was at the police department, but we don't know exactly where. Was the victim found in the evidence room? And that's when the knife was stolen? And the knife was used to stab a new person? I kind of want to try where the victim was found. Let's see what this gets us. So tell me, where was the victim found? ... Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mana. Get very excited. The evidence room? Well, wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Okay. Now, I think Okay, we're gonna press. Oh, and now it's different. Chief. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place. Mentioned in the testimony. I got tased in the evidence room. Your evidence room sucked. No, no, no. We got tased in the records room, which is apparently not the same thing, because apparently criminal affairs and the actual physical police department are in 2 different buildings. According to Gumshoe yesterday. But I don't know. We did get tased though. We totally should have like opened our jacket in court and showed our big fat tase wound. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be coincidence. He doesn't like that. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Okay, sure. Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. All right. So, I think that the most important of these 3 things, if we can get them, is going to be the ID number. I don't think he's going to give us that because that's their identity. And it won't really help us in this moment because we don't have access to those informations. But their division still tells us something. And it narrows it down. It still doesn't help too much. We can try for the ID number. I'm just worried that if I try for the ID number and it's the wrong answer, I'm not going to get another choice. Hold on. You know what? Just literally save right here. How about that? I got through the whole game before I figured out I could save in the middle of things, so I didn't have to backtrack everything. I figured it out yesterday, actually. And I was like, oh, that was a thing. There was a save there. So I've basically done the whole game without doing extra saves. Anyway, I'm gonna ask for the division. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Ah, Criminal Affairs, Division 1. The detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except the serial killer happened this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. I mean, I do Wordle in hard mode, so there you go. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. Da-da-da-da. And the knife. All right, so we got to go back. We got to go back through. Okay. We're gonna press and get, we're gonna see what else we can get. Alright. So, now we try the ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives us nuts. 584-2189. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. 584-2189. Where's my court record? This is Goodman's number. That's why I was like, why does that sound... I in my head, I was like, why does this sound familiar? Because this is Goodman's number, and we found this ID card. This guy died. This guy died at the freaking prosecutor's office. So how did he die at the police department? In the evidence room. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning... it has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? La 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 la. Witness. ... Don't say that. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. I did not smile like that on my prom night. No, it's just I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wrighto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 584-2189. ... And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right. Again. The number the chief of police gave us was 584-2189. Whoa, wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? ... Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location. Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No. No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? It was that guy. It was that guy that came in and Edgeworth was like, unless it's involved in this case, get out. Wait. Aha! What's wrong with his hand? Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. He didn't look at it because literally the police guy was like, no, it doesn't have anything to do with it. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I mean, that's true. I mean, it's true. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It's a mess. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair this past December. Don't be bringing that up. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. Really? Oh, goodness gracious. To be continued, oh my god. Save your progress! Oh, okay. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. We gotta do some investigating. Wright and Company Law Offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. ... Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awakes us. I mean, they are for show. You keep putting them on your head. And I can say, as someone with thick glasses, if I put my glasses on my head, I can't see anymore. February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? Oh, the empty oil drum. Oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. I still don't think she could have. I still want to point out that that's on the wrong side of the wall based on where they were talking about. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they didn't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high schooler student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Finally. Thank you. Because it doesn't matter how much water they sluiced over the floor. If there was blood there, luminol will show it. Unless the water sat there for a really long time. But even then, this is it's like an asphalt floor, so it's porous. Yeah. Luminol. Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. But me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Oh, okay. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter, which is not right. Press A to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains. All right, we're looking for blood stains. Blood stains, there's none there. There's no blood stains on the back of the car? There's like... I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a blood stain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Scientifically. The bloodstain's location is weird. So is the amount of blood. He bled out, didn't he? Like, why isn't there more blood here? Both of them are weird. But scientifically, it would be... the perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean... look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy, too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid. Received from one very proud-looking MS guy. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. Can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in my mouth. That kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Oh, good, we have to talk to her. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? I know what it has to tell us. It has to tell us that she couldn't have she didn't take that. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hard the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Or fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Oh, she's tied to that? Who'd have thought? SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Alright, well, let's present some junk. I want to talk about this photo. Let me talk about this picture. You think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain-link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Alright. Talk to me about SL9. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Hi, Uther. Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very next day. The very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over. Not yet. She has a... I just noticed that she has a wiener octopus on her necklace. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Alright. We got more talk options? Yeah. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be... Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait. Those lunches you sell... There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 has disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. I want steak. Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me, too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. ... Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were, nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Alright. Alright, so, let's see. I mean, we could go and talk to Edgeworth. I think he's in a fine mood. Probably. Let's go. Let's go to the police department. Police department entrance. Oh, are we gonna actually get to go spray luminol in the evidence room? Because that sounds like a great idea. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Alright. There's still a handprint on this. Blue Badger is still writhing around today. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, The whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. No. Alright. That patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. You idiot. What were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here, sir. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was. Yeah, okay. Alright. Detectives in there look pretty busy. Police drama in action. Okay. We want to go. Guard station. Criminal Affairs Department. Guard station. Guard station? Criminal Affairs Department first. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yeah, you sounded dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. We will examine. Ugh. So this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. The design's a little changed from the ones outside. Well, the dancing Blue Badger is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely. It's cutting-edge stuff very now. I showed this doll to my daughter and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside then. You'll give her nightmares. Alright. Detention center where we could go talk to what's-her-face. So this is the guard station, I guess, is where we're going then. Oh, this is where Jake Marshall hangs out, as is evidenced by his decor. Also, there's a rope trap in front of the door. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Same. We're going to examine. Taking shots at work. Cowboy. Yikes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait a minute, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Skulls, many skulls. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. Bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. I mean, if that's the case, they should have a video of somebody getting murdered in the evidence room. Like, 100%. Texas. The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a myself. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need somebody's permission to go in there first. Alright. Back to the front of the police department. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please. Wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh, so sad. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day, the detectives killed in the prosecutor parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator, you have a suspect. Well, there was a suspect, just arrested them. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Well, wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Having a good cry? He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. To the evidence room! He's gone. Wait. Alright, fine. To the detention center. I think we have to go... here. Detention center. Visitor's room. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Gooden, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator. I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. It's Meekins. Did they arrest Meekins? They totally arrested Meekins. Oh, hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Alright. Let's talk to you, Meekins. Sir, oh my god. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir! Ow. I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room? He doesn't get to use... It's true. He's very excited. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. He's been arrested for murder. We'll give him a little bit of slack. That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. But Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir! A suspicious person! Ah! The heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. It's great. It's great. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog's eyes, sir. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive and well at that. Sorry I keep touching my face, but cat hair, there's like a lot of shedding going on, and my nose has like super cat hair, and it's driving me crazy because Mona's shedding like mad. I know, right? Stop slapping your hand. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. He said he saw red and he saw black. I think Marshall hit him over the head and knocked him out. I think Marshall hit him over the head and knocked him out, and that's why he can't remember anything. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Should start with that next time and not the I killed him part, right? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. Wait, the detective pointed a knife at you? What is happening? The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone, because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Poor Meekins. He is totally getting framed right now. Poor dude. Alright. We gotta talk to him about some stuff here. Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay. I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacted to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. I mean, he has. Do you think you could take a look at this? ... Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir, nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little bit deeper. Also, big apologies to anyone who's listening and you keep hearing the feedback sound. The person I am reading that says sir a lot has a megaphone and or a bullhorn, I guess we can say it either way, and is using that to speak on occasion, and that is where the feedback sound is coming from. Just as a heads up. Also, if you're hanging out with me and you're just watching, I appreciate that you're here. I always appreciate when people are hanging out with me. It's good stuff. All right. Tell me about this crime details, please. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and I leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I woke, I was here. Right. I still think he got hit from behind. Reason for arrest. So, Officer Meekins, why was it they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here. They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on tape. Lots of ... And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. All right. Poor Meekins. Poor Meekins. All right, I think we can go to the Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, that's gonna pop a gumshoe. Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does come up, you can call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Oh, there's his music. Hi, Gant. Edgeworth. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Well, wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you, the detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the teeth of detectives trapped shut. He was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops! I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Kind of discreetly ask him. Oh, we can actually... Hold on, examine. Kind of discreetly ask him. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that, just in case. Goodman's lost item report. A half-written document dated 2/21. When was the murder? 2/22? Was it that day? Wait, was the murder that day? Maybe he... Oh. Was he reporting his ID missing? I should really get back to my investigating the police department crime scene. Hey, you want to talk to me about flipping this crime photo? I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Probably. Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Alright. If you want me to do more stuff, then I'll have to come back. So, let's go. Can't go in. We already examined this stuff. Do. Oh, we haven't been able to get into the... We could go. We haven't gone here yet. Let's go here. We haven't been here yet. I'm going to take my break in a second. Well, this place isn't classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Huh? I guess we'll have to come back. Alright. We just haven't seen the guy we gotta give the food to yet. I feel like we're not done here. I feel like there's more that he can tell us. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Nope. We haven't found Gumshoe. Alright. Okay, so we have to take... Yeah. Alright. We should do... Alright. I like this music. So we'll sit on this music while I take my break. Because it is break time. So. I'll take my break. Quick note as I go to my break. Just remember, if you look at my stream and you look at my name right underneath my stream, you'll see a little tag. It says Warriors of Light. Warriors of Light is my stream team. Shout out to them. I love them. If you click on that tag, it takes you to a big list of a bunch of streamers who like to stream RPGs and a bunch of other really cool stuff. And charity things and all sorts of things like that. Really great. Love it. So, check them out. Big props. Big props to them. So, I'm going to take my break and I'll be back in 5 minutes.